Ba-ba-ba-ba. It's your boy, DJZ. And I want you to check out my man Cody over on YouTube at Rasslin Rage. Check his website out, r2youtube.com, and give them a follow, give them a subscribe, give them a like. Ba-ba-ba.
Oh!
This is Rasslin Rage. Do it now. This is Rasslin Rage. Scream it out loud. This is Rasslin Rage. Cody Fleming is the man who leads the brigade. Let's go down. This is Rasslin Rage. Do it now. This is Rasslin Rage. Scream it out loud. This is Rasslin Rage. Cody Fleming is the man who leads the brigade.
And now it's time for Rasslin Rage with your host, Cody.
Boom! Look at what's happening. How you guys doing? What's up? We're here like the Budweiser frogs, I guess you could say. Hello to Mr. Greg, the moderator, part of the team of M.I.W. What's going on? Nice to see you the other night, by the way. Mr. Harper, who's over there, he's in the chat too. That's crazy. Miss Brittany in there. Hello, everybody. Nice to see you guys. Thanks for joining us tonight on Rasslin Rage. This is 103. Now, we were off. I didn't do a few episodes because it was just, listen, a lot going on. Got a new job. Got a lot of things going on, and I've just been real busy. So, but it's good to get back in there. We're not going to have a show next week because we're going to be at XI, but definitely going to be a good time. But you guys know who these gentlemen are. Next to me, we got Mr. Danny Beals, the real deal heel, Danny Beals, and we got Happy Harper over there, Mr. Josh Harper, all hosts of M.I.W. and in a competition for most time hosted for the live show of Rasslin Rage. So,
11.
Yeah,
11.
11.
We put our differences aside. We just keep coming out at the same time.
Yeah, that's right.
You
Hello,
know,
Zeke. It's nice to see you. Hello, Mr. Sean Sis from Florida. Nice to see you.
What's up, guys?
Thanks for joining us. Hey, listen. Check it out. Michigan Independent Weekly and Rasslin Rage is brought to you by our sponsors, Happy Harper Ice Cream down there. Make sure you check him out on his Facebook page. You can go over there. It's at Happy Harper Ice Cream. I believe it's down in the description. You can click on that as well. And also Da Vinci Tattoo. Big news coming out of Da Vinci Tattoo very shortly. I am not able to release that quite yet, but there's some big news coming out of there. Listen, if you want to get in there and you want to get a tattoo, head on over to 3521 Pine Grove Avenue in Port Huron, Michigan. They do tattoos and piercings. They accept walk-ins. But, I'm not a guy that likes to do the appointment thing. I've never made an appointment to get a tattoo. I always wake up one day and say, it's time to get a tattoo.
Yep.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Ink therapy day.
Right, yeah. So, if you want to do that, again, you can head on over there. But maybe you are someone and you like to make an appointment, 810-966-0100. Because you know what I say? They like to keep it 100. That's right. They keep it 100.
I'm going to do a public service announcement.
Yes, sir.
All right. Do yourself a favor and the tattoo artist a favor. Make sure you eat before you go get your tattoo done.
Yes, there you go. Make sure you eat, he says.
Also, don't be drunk. Eat, don't drink.
Right, there you go. Scroll on down to the description on YouTube here and check out the affiliate links and the link to our Pro Wrestling Tees store. You can go to prowrestlingtees.com/Rasslin Rage, where you can purchase a super sweet t-shirt with my sexy face on it. And also one that says Rasslin Rage. And listen, I know this isn't M.I.W, but they will be coming soon. We will be having M.I.W shirts very, very. Don't be a drunk, Craig says. We will have M.I.W shirts very, very soon. Very soon. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure you smash the thumbs up. If you're, wherever it is that you're watching or whatever you're watching on the Rasslin Rage, maybe you're watching M.I.W, maybe you're watching a DBA interview. I don't know. Maybe you're watching a Zeke interview. Maybe you're watching a Shogun interview. Whatever it is, smash the thumbs up. And listen, man, if you like it, share it, please. I didn't put this on there, but I shared it, and we went to the award ceremony for BCWA.
Yes.
And we We talked to the guys from Knockouts and 3 Counts. We talked to the guys from Pro Wrestling Edge. We talked to the guys from I forget what the other one was. But we talked to all those guys. And if you don't know who they are, check them out on Facebook.
Absolutely,
I shared PWE stuff, and I also shared Knockouts and 3 Counts. Check them out. All right, they're Knockouts,
good dudes.
Yeah, they're
Good
really
dudes.
nice guys. They're putting out quality content. We're more based on just the independent scene here in Michigan, but Knockouts and 3 Counts, they kind of have a mixture of everything. They got a little bit of UFC, a little bit of independent, a little bit of WWE, a little bit of AEW, a little bit of NWA. They got a little bit of everything for everybody. So if you're into that kind of stuff, check them out. And then PWE, kind of the same thing, but on their own little level. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, they're creeping on a come up, man. So check them out on Facebook and whatever on it. I know they upload to all kinds of different things. So check them out. I'm strictly YouTube, so. Well, and Facebook too, but hey, it is what it is, right?
You're not on Twitch anymore?
Well, yeah, Twitch. Yeah, we should be live streaming on Twitch right now.
Okay.
But I don't really.
If you're on Twitch, go to YouTube because that's where the live chat is, and that's where we talk.
Yeah,
for sure.
Come talk to us.
Yeah, go watch my video. He says, "Hi, Dan. What's up, brother? Nice to see you." Yes, Mr. Brewer from PWE is in the house. All right. Also, don't forget Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Rasslin Rage. Check it out. Good stuff. If you're catching the replay on Facebook, head on over to R2 YouTube and subscribe. R2YouTube.com. And I'm serious. R2YouTube.com. You put that in, click enter, right to the Rasslin Rage YouTube page. I'm telling you, check it out. So
you've got Zeke throwing promos down, and like you're saying, make sure you go to the YouTube page, check out all the different interviews, like with 1-2 Zeke, DBA, Heidi Katrina.
Yeah, there's
Heidi
that
Katrina.
one.
Heidi Katrina.
Yeah. So this show will primarily be focused on BCWA Cataclysm that we were at. We were at the award ceremony, the press conference, and we were at the show. So we're going to talk about that a little bit when we come back. Booyah. So, we went down 2 days in a row. We went to Wyandotte. 2 days. 2 days. That's what, about an hour, 20 minutes?
Hour and 13 minutes.
Yeah.
According to my
Hour
GPS.
and 13
That's what it
minutes.
should be if I didn't speed. I think we made it in about an hour and 2, so I wasn't going too bad.
It's the first. Listen, the press, right? We're pressed. 5 o'clock, we're in the doors. We're able to set up and things like that. We got there a little bit early, and it was just by chance. We got there a little bit early, and we ran into Mike Blackwell, who is the owner of BCWA, and he's like, "Well, you guys don't have to stand out here. Come on in." And we went inside, and we helped him set up. It wasn't a ring or anything like that because they were doing the award ceremony, but you helped them set up the tables and all the other stuff that they needed done. We helped them with whatever we could, moving tables around, things like that, and we were there all night. But there were some awards handed out. Right? Some
Is
awards.
that what they were talking about while I was eating?
Yeah. and there was food, by the way.
Good food.
Good food. Yeah, food. Listen, and what was cool about this is if so they have a VIP, you have a $15 VIP ticket for the show. Mm-hmm. If you bought the $15 VIP ticket, you also got into the award ceremony for free.
Yeah.
And it was you got 3 free drinks, alcohol. They had some wine and they had some beer and there was food, right? Always a good time when there's food involved.
That's it.
Oh, yeah. Mastacholi rolls. Those meatballs were made. They had salad.
Absolutely. Well, you know what?
I don't know.
You don't like salad?
Listen, you don't get this sexy.
Right.
Listen, I'm going to be on your side today. Don't get used to it.
Okay.
All right. You do not get this sexy by eating salad.
I took a salad plate, and my salad plate had rolls and meatballs and like 2 carrots on it.
Mm-hmm.
And then
he didn't eat the carrots.
Yeah. Well, no, I ate them after I put all the meatball gravy sauce on it.
Sean says 2 days in Wyandotte and we survived. Yeah, we're still here. But, they handed out some awards. And first up was Wrestler of the Year. Dan, who took that one?
My man.
Your man?
My man, Justin Main.
Justin Main. You know, so and this was all these were voted on by the fans, and that's who took it, and he gave a pretty good speech. And if you didn't see that, I know that Pro Wrestling Edge, PWE, has a pretty good video, and there's some live video that we have up too that Josh took. You can check that out in the M.I.W group, or you can check it over at Pro Wrestling Edge.
You got that right, Greg. Greg says you feed salad to a cheeseburger. That's exactly what I said. I eat what eats that. That's how I get my
feed
salad
to the cheeseburger, and then you put a little bit of salad on top of the cheeseburger too.
Brittany's telling me in the chat I should do an interview with El Ridiculoso. I have interviewed El Ridiculoso.
Mm-hmm.
No, I was going through the YouTube page.
Yeah, it was on. It was a recorded interview that I played on a live show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you have to look at the live shows. I should go back and take that out and just put it up individually. I should. I'm probably going to do that eventually.
Because everything on the YouTube page is separated into nice categories. So if you want to watch the interviews, you can click on interviews and look at the 50 different interviews. You realize you've got 50 interviews in that section?
That's awesome.
Really?
50 different interviews.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. And that's just in the interview section.
That's just
that's the interview
interviews.
section.
68 wrestling matches, not to mention M.I.W and Rasslin Rage videos. And
good stuff, right?
yeah.
Now, I think this is a really, because Justin Main presented this award, right? And it was something that he said about this award is he wished that there would have been something like this when he was coming up.
Mhm.
Right.
You know, to kind of give him that little extra push, you know, to make him know that what he was doing was the right thing.
You're going in the right direction.
You're going
in the
People
right
appreciate
direction.
it. They're
Right.
noticing you.
Yeah, and it's called the Rising Star Award. Basically, if you don't understand what that is, you're a rising star. You're someone that's on the up and coming, and the people of the roster, the people that come to BCWA, they all believe in you, right? And
I had to agree. I mean, really.
well, oh yeah, and it's a great pick. And Josh, who won that one?
Mitch.
Mitch, 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 Mitch.
Mitch
That's right.
Hewitt won for Rising Star Award, and he was dressed very Mitch-like. I was trying to picture what Mitch was going to dress like when he dressed up for an awards ceremony. He walked into the door, and I went,
That's Mitch.
"That's Mitch."
Right. Yeah, definitely. Good stuff there. Now, another big award, Match of the Year. Match of the Year. And that's, BCWA, Match of the Year. And the people picked my homeboy, the Dread King Logan versus Justin Main versus Orlando Christopher.
No.
Now, these are all three big names within BCWA. And Orlando Christopher and Justin Main's a former champ. Orlando Christopher was the champ, and Dread King Logan is the Alliance champion.
Yep.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of
This is one that I really wish I would have seen.
yeah.
I mean, between these three people, they won 80% of the awards.
Yeah.
Like that goes to say about how hardworking they are and how good every match that they put out there
Yes.
is.
Right. And I don't really want to talk about we're not going to talk about all the matches that took place at BCWA, but I don't really want to talk about their matches when we're talking about the awards. So we'll get to that in a minute, some of these matches, but faction or tag team of the year, which there are quite a few tag teams and or factions in BCWA.
DTA, H3RD, Bumpin' Ugly, Studio 86. Oh man,
Gracefully Chosen.
the Gracefully Chosen. There's too many to name.
Well,
really.
and the thing is DTA, there's like multiple, that's obviously a faction, but there's multiple
Tag teams
configurations
within that,
you can get
Right.
with them. Adam Wick, Tommy Vendetta, Adam Wick, Jack Price, Tommy Vendetta, Jack Price. You could bring in Aaron O'Ryan and mix them with every one of them. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And so on and so forth. Then you got weaponized Alex Weir.
Jack Price, Adam Wick, Tommy
Right.
Vendetta,
You
Adam,
just they're interchangeable. They're like I don't know, Autobots.
and
you know?
all of them work so well together.
Yeah.
It really doesn't. If you're facing DTA, it doesn't matter which combo you're facing. It's a good combo.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. Now DTA was robbed. Oh, get out of here with that crap, man. Anyways, faction or tag team of the year, and the winner is
Go ahead.
no.
Studio 86.
That's right, Studio 86. So They take it, and it was all of Studio 86. There's a whole slew of them too. You know what I'm saying? So that was a good time.
6 members,
something like that. Yeah. The most shocking moment of the year, the Wyandotte screw job, as it is being called, and that is where Mike Blackwell screwed Justin Maine, not in a figurative sense and not in a literal sense, but you know, and he ended up losing his title.
right?
So there's that. So that was Justin Maine and Mike.
Hold on.
Blackwell. Yes, sir.
I like Justin Maine, but Mr. Blackwell is the boss. And what the boss wants, the boss gets.
Well, I mean, I see that, but
It's just the way that goes.
well, that's true. I mean, I get what you're saying there, sir. I mean, I understand. However,
So what you're saying is Maine screwed Maine.
Maine screwed Maine.
I just don't understand you sometimes.
I got to call it right the way it is.
No, whatever.
The boss man always gets his way.
Okay. Well, yeah, right. Whatever you say. All right. So this one I like. This is awesome, right? The most devastating signature move goes to
The Dread King Logan, the King's Way.
yeah.
Now, the coolest thing about this award, not only did Dread King Logan come out and make a real good speech, but he came out and he demanded a drum roll. No, I'm sorry, but it was after this when he presented the next award. He demanded a drum roll. Every single person that was there instantly.
Everyone knows.
Yeah.
When the king demands,
says drum roll, King gets a drum roll.
That's correct.
It's the power. It was fantastic.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's a good guy, man. So next up in the last award we're going to talk about tonight, feud of the year, and two familiar names. That's right. Feud of the year goes to the Dread King Logan and Orlando Christopher.
Nice.
A lot of
So
the
that's-
same names.
yes.
A lot of the same names throughout.
Dread King, Orlando Christopher, Justin Maine. That's
Yeah.
80% of the awards.
Yeah, great night. Had a blast. We were there a long time. We ended up skating, shortly after the press conference that took place, and if you didn't check that out, that's, I know that, like I said, PWE has a nice video up. Josh has a few live videos that he did.
It's not as nice, but it's up there.
Right, yeah. On M.I.W in the group there. And you can check all that stuff out. There's a little bit of banner that goes between Orlando Christopher and Justin Maine as the questions are being asked, about prepping for the match and things like that.
Mitch and Frogun also.
Right, yeah, Mitch and Frogun. But one of the things about the press conference is that there was one thing that was for sure when talking to Justin Maine and Orlando Christopher, and it doesn't matter who was asking questions, if it was the PWE guys, if it was, us, or if it was the knockouts and 3 counts, and whoever was asking the questions. One thing was for sure, that both Orlando Christopher and Justin Maine, they have a mutual respect for each other.
Yes.
Right.
Now that doesn't mean that they're friends. That doesn't mean that they're going to go hang out afterwards. And that doesn't mean that they're, one's hanging out at the other one's house and playing something on the PS4.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But they have a mutual respect for each other when it comes to the ring.
When you work with someone enough, you have to gain a little bit of respect for them if they're holding up on their end.
Yeah, for sure.
In my favorite about the whole thing, they both admitted they had big chips on their shoulder. I get that.
Oh, yeah. Mike's falling in my face. Yeah, well, and another thing is Truth Martini was there. You know what I'm saying? And to be able to kind of rub elbows with Truth Martini on a personal level is kind of cool, if you ask me.
And he was serious business.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, I think
Absolutely.
he's always serious business
Serious
every time
business.
I've seen him. But listen, Truth Martini brings in, he's bringing in a brand new tag team. And the last time we seen Truth Martini at BCWA, they did a run-in on the Bumpin' Uglies and gracefully chose and put the smackdown on them a little bit,
Oh, yeah.
which led into that match that took
Yes.
place at Cataclysm, which we're going to talk about. But, that was definitely awesome sauce. But we're going to talk about the matches now. There's a few matches that took place. We're not going to talk about them all, but we talked about this. What is the match of the night, right? What is the match of the night? Are you ready for the match of the night? Oh, yes. Yes, the match of the night. You are going to see it right now. Right now. You watch.
There you go. Can't win a title if you're outside.
Yeah, but a DTA. It doesn't matter who covers who.
I was just going to say, he can't get him.
Doesn't matter. Wick can cover Vendetta and win. Oh! Nice! Oh!
No.
Wow. Hey, he's coming all the way. Yeah.
Set on coat? Yeah. Right.
One, two, I think the ref's at DTA. What do you think? Bam, and there it is, the match of the night, Dread King Logan. And still, your Alliance champion, ladies and gentlemen.
No.
That, and like you said, that finisher was
nasty.
What, you got what?
There's two important things to
All
take
right.
away from that match.
Okay.
Number one, the Dread King Logan held his own against two people that were teaming up against him for most of that match.
After being jumped.
After being jumped by a third guy. Basically fought off two people in a handicap match for most of that match and won. That goes to tell you why the Dread King Logan is the Dread King and not a peasant like us.
That's the true story.
And the second thing is...
You know what? Yeah, but wait a minute. Even though you're a peasant, he's my homeboy.
Right, but
All
you're
right.
still a peasant.
I don't know about that.
You might be friends with the king.
I don't know.
I'll tell you.
I might be on different peasant level.
Actually, if you were on Facebook earlier today, you'd know that I'm the flavor general.
Ooh.
So I'm not a peasant, I'm a general.
Wait.
What?
At the awards banquet, Josh was appointed the official court jester.
Oh,
according to a conversation that the king and I had.
Oh, you're the
I'm cool with that,
jester.
too. I'm cool with
So
that.
you went from general to jester and like,
Hey,
No, he might have went
Yeah.
from here to here.
It
He
balances
moved
out.
up.
But the second
He's the
thing to take
general
away-
jester.
Right.
Yeah. The second thing to take away is as soon as that bell rang, as soon as that match was over, Adam Wick was helping Tommy Vendetta out of the ring. So it was a thing of, was this going to hurt DTA or not? But as soon as that match was over, DTA brother was taking care of DTA brother and making sure that he was okay.
Business is
still-
business.
And always.
And
your champion.
the Dread King, Logan. Boom, 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 boom. But yes, match of the night goes to the Dread King Logan and members of the DTA, Tommy Vendetta, Adam Wick. That pile driver, as we said, it was sick.
Oh, yeah.
And obviously, you can hear in the video as well. I definitely was, it made me pop for sure. You know what I'm saying?
Or
I have to talk to our friend Greg here. No, Greg. Tommy's lucky he didn't die.
Nice. You were saying?
when Adam Wick got used as a weapon in the Huron cannonball pile that Tommy did, just
Yeah, that was pretty
everyone in the
nasty,
corner
too.
kind of crumpled up for a second.
Good stuff.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's definitely.
I'm surprised that corner made it through the night. Honestly, it's a huge, huge hits.
Well, I think this is like my fourth or fifth BCA or BCWA show now.
yeah.
And I'm hooked, man. Every one
Yes.
there it gets a little bit better than the next. So
Oh, yeah.
It's worth the drive.
for sure. Now we had Frogun versus Mitch. I've interviewed Frogun too. You can check that out. So is Dan over there from PWE. Check them out on his stuff too. But Frogun had some words for Mitch there a little bit at the press conference. They kind of exchanged a little bit of words and what have you. Now Mitch didn't come out on top with the W.
Now I was gonna say Frogun held true.
Right.
I mean, he didn't just sit there the night before and talk smack.
No. No.
He went through with it the next night.
Yeah, it's just,
It was close though. It was close. I mean, Mitch definitely held his own. You know why Mitch is the rising star there.
That's right. And he's very well liked by the crowd.
Yeah.
As soon as his music hits,
Huge pop.
The power of the Frogunites
Yes.
kept him down, though.
that is a true story. But then we had Osmodius versus Elk. Both guys I like. I like both the guys, even though one's probably a little more evil than the other. I like both the guys, but Elk wins by DQ, and I'm not exactly sure what happened there. I didn't
Because
really catch it.
Osmodius spiked him.
He spiked him
With a railroad spike.
with a spike.
A spike. Not
To the
his belt.
eye.
A steel spike he pulled out of his belt.
To the eye.
Oh, yeah.
To the eye?
Do you
To the
really
eye.
win
To the
if
eye.
you win by getting hit by a railroad spike? Like,
Yeah, there's got to be like
is
a
it
special
really a
stipulation
W
for that.
there?
No.
I don't know. Is it like an asterisk?
Yeah.
A-
Asterisk, he can't see anymore.
Yeah, I was gonna say yeah. There, it might be a W on the paper, but it's actually an L walking out.
Right.
If you leave a match looking like Nick Fury, it's not really your win.
Yeah,
Yeah, there you
Greg
go.
says literally a 9-inch nail.
Yes.
So there was that one, and then there was the big tag team that there's a big hype behind this tag team, Gracefully Chosen, and Aquabro Cyrus Satine pointed out that one of them from Gracefully Chosen, he's got the Batman abs, where he's got abs on the side there.
Yeah.
And
Right.
That dude's built, right? And I'm sure that Dan here can help us out with their names because he interviewed both of them. So check that out. But and Dan says here that it's Elk's birthday today. So,
Happy birthday, Elk.
Yeah, big happy birthday to Elk out there, my
So that
man.
makes him 5,006 years old? Or?
I'm not exactly sure
Gotta
how
be
old he
close.
is,
Yeah, be
but
close.
happy birthday to him. But yeah, so Gracefully Chosen, and there was we shared the promo, or it was a video. It wasn't really a promo; it was more of a video on the Michigan Independent Weekly group that they had put out, and basically saying that they were going to have a retirement party for the Bum and Uglies.
I didn't get any cake. It's not a party if I don't get cake.
We like cake. He brings the ice cream.
Before, that didn't count.
Right, you gotta have cake. But yeah, Movato's brother was unmasked.
Yeah, Bubba.
And I'm gonna be perfectly honest here, and you know this because I looked at you, and then the gears started turning in my head, and I went, retirement match. They unmasked him, and I got really emotional. And I'm going to be honest to God here. No lies, no BS. I got real emotional because I really thought that perhaps we were going to witness Movado get unmasked, and I did not want to see that. And I don't want to see that.
Right.
No, that's serious business.
Right. I have a lot of respect for Movado, and I know Movado, and I mean, I don't know him like other people may, you know what I'm saying? It's close, like say with Mike Blackwell or something like that.
You've never been in his house playing PlayStation 4
No, I've never, no, but being unmasked and even wearing a mask is a big deal. And like, they really got me. And like you said, there's very few times where you get got.
Yeah.
Right.
And you even said that you were like, man, when they had Movado wrapped up in the ropes.
Honestly, I don't know if I'd have looked. It's just the way I am. I'm very old school. I would not have looked. I wouldn't want to see it.
If you eventually the video will come out. And I don't I didn't videotape all the matches. You know what I'm saying? I only videotape a few, and I'll put out, like tonight I did that. I put that out, because that's the match of the night.
Right.
But I'm not going to go out and I'm not going to release all of BCWA's matches in one day. I'm not going to do that to them. I'm not going to burn that bridge. And, maybe a few weeks down the road, you might see that match, one of the matches or something like that. But you're not going to see it tomorrow. You're not going to see it this Friday. It's going to be a while because they have their own stuff that they do. And it's pretty disrespectful to do stuff like that, release all their matches.
No matter where you see it, though, if you are a fan of wrestling, if you are a fan of indie wrestling, do yourself a favor. Watch it. It was a great match.
Right. And she's saying they'll be available this week. So, you will be able to see that match on their Facebook, I'm sure, because I know that they release all their matches on BCWA. And I usually, like I said, try to wait till they release their matches, so that, the shine's where it needs to be. But anyways, excuse me.
And Movado would have been unmasked if it wasn't for
the locker room.
Half the locker room coming out. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you to all of them.
Right.
Really. Thank you.
Like I said, I got a little emotional. And if I ever do release my video where you can hear me specifically talking, you can hear me. No, please don't. No, please don't. You can hear me. Like, seriously, like I'm getting like, oh my God, please don't. You know what I'm saying? And
I think all of us though would have been a thing of close the out, like Dan was saying, it would have been. I'm not looking.
Right? Yeah.
Tell me when I can look because I'm not looking.
They got me. They got me. I'm gonna be perfectly honest. They got me, and I was really glad when the locker room came out and saved the day. Yeah, for sure. But and what the big thing is how it all started to go down is that they lose the match. The Bumpin' Uglies lose the match, and Movado grabs the mic and he's gonna show him a little love. And he reaches his hand to shake their hand, and then they
continue the beating.
And
well, you know what? Listen,
what happened?
Well, let's be honest. Did any of us really think that Truth was going to bring a team that wasn't going to be just as ruthless as he is? I mean, Truth don't play.
You make valid points.
There was nobody. Truth is not going to bring someone in who's going to be all sugar and spice. He's going to bring in the kind of guys that I like.
Right.
The kind of guys who are going to beat you down, pick you up, dust you off, wake you up to beat you down again.
Yeah. But again, it was one of those things where and everybody says there's no crying in wrestling. I say BS, but
anyone that says there's not crying in wrestling hasn't watched wrestling.
Yeah, you know what?
Right. Ric Flair,
even
Shawn
I have
Michaels,
cried.
that's all I got to say.
Yeah.
When Undertaker took his coat and gloves and hat off and put it in the middle of the ring, I was bawling like a My friend's child was, I think, 3 at the time and came over and put his hand on my lap and he was like, okay, it's good.
No, it's not. It's okay.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna have to admit it too.
Had to have done to me, Dad.
I have to admit there was 2 times, within the recent past. Like you said, when Ric Flair went down to Shawn Michaels. And the other one was, along with what Josh said, but mine was when it finally kicked in that Brock had ended the streak.
I was
That
too
night
shocked.
when I was watching.
No,
it.
I wasn't. I was more like, oh my God, they did it. And then I was like, yes.
No, angry.
completely.
So,
what?
I wasn't in the room when that finished because I was so positive. Oh, I'm like, oh, whatever. Undertaker's gonna win this. I walked out of the room to get some more snacks that I had in the kitchen, and I came back in and they're 1, 2, 3. I'm like, oh, Undertaker won. Then I looked. I'm like,
You got
What?
You got
Yes.
cocky.
what?
The only other time that I came even as close to that was Undertaker Yokozuna, when
Right on.
Yokozuna locked him in the casket.
Right.
Yeah.
So, continuing on. Oh,
that one was good, Greg.
That was a good one, Greg. You are right there. That was a good one. Now,
Yeah, that one I kind of get a little weepy too, but don't tell Billy Ray.
Right.
now, there was a big stipulation match that happened, right? So you had H3RD versus Studio 86. And there was the stipulation was, and it played more in the favor of H3RD than it did Studio 86.
Yes.
If Studio 86 took the pinfall and lost the match, right, they would have to disband as a faction.
It would've
Now,
been a
I'm
shame.
sure you could have found some way to weasel around that if you really wanted to.
We're Studio 87.
That,
That's what I thought. That's what I was thinking the whole
hey,
time.
woo!
We're Studio 87.
right. But, during the press conference, and they asked him, they were like, so what does that mean to you if you do have to disband? He's like, well, I'm probably done. I think that was Martel that said that.
Yeah,
right.
And he was, I'm probably done, and it's not going to be fun anymore. It's got to be fun, right? And that goes for anything in life. But in the end, Studio 86 not only remains as a faction and a top-notch faction at that in BCWA, they also
Won the gold.
they won the gold.
Yep.
Right? They win the gold. They got the titles, which, by the way, I want to point out something here before we get a little too further. I got to tell you what. BCWA title belts.
Beautiful.
Beautiful belts, aren't they? I really like their
I was
belts.
impressed.
And I talked about this before on another show. I forget when. And it was after one of their events, and I talked about the BCWA title belt. Just, that title belt. It reminds me a lot of, minus the dome, the NWA title.
Right.
Mhm.
The big gold, or not big gold, excuse me.
The 20 pound.
Yeah, the 10,000 pounds of gold,
Yeah.
whatever it is, 9 million pounds,
Right.
whatever. But it reminds me a little bit of that one. I know it's not right on the money and it's not an exact copy or anything like that, and it shouldn't be.
Right.
But that's what it reminds me of, and it gives you that old school feel to it, the belt wise. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
not these. I hate these stupid belts.
Where it's just the silver plate and it looks like someone just etched in it with the knife.
well, there's that
Yes.
one.
It's actually a belt that I wish that they would come up with replicas and
Right.
sell at
It's-
BCWA.
It's not necessarily I don't like those belts, but the ones these skinny center plates. Have you seen these things?
Yeah.
I hate them things.
No, you need the big
like the old
center plate.
AWA style.
Yeah, I don't. All right, bleh. But anyways, they got some really nice belts, and yeah, I'd agree. I think if they could come out, you remember? Yeah, I don't know if you guys remember. There was a show, an episode of the live show that Weaponized came on, and he brought some of his old belts from when he was a kid.
Yeah.
And there was those style of foam belts that they had years ago, not like the ones like, I don't have one up there, but there was, where you can go get the kid belts.
Yeah.
It's a kid belt, but it's more like a foam.
Mhm.
That would be perfect for the kids at BCWA.
Yes.
Because that's, there's a lot of kids that
A
go to BCWA.
lot of kids. That's money right there if
know,
anyone's
because-
watching. Just saying.
Listen, not everybody has $250 to drop on a championship belt,
Right.
dude. You know what I'm saying?
But
So,
$12, something the kids are running around with happy.
yeah, amen to that. I think that'd be a great
And,
idea.
and like
Money,
Brittany was saying,
money,
it's not just the
money,
main
money,
championship belt,
money.
but I love Logan's belt.
Yeah, that one, the
Because it's not
Alliance
just
title.
black and silver. It's purple. It's got the big diamond on it.
Yeah,
it's
it's a-
unique. It's
Yeah,
different.
Yeah,
It's,
I like that one too. And even the tag titles look
Yes.
Yeah.
too. I like all of those. Now, man, so Isaiah Bronner.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't have a hat to do anything, but Isaiah Bronner damn near killed Electric Ely.
You know what? I'm an Ely fan.
I am too.
He's a
And
good
I'm
guy.
a Bronner fan
Oh, me
too.
too.
Please
Absolutely.
don't kill me,
No.
Bronner.
Yeah,
Please.
absolutely.
Please.
But that was hard to watch.
Well,
That was fun to watch.
It made you it made you hurt for the man.
for sure, you did hurt quite a bit. But you know,
He had he did have a good run for a few minutes there. He did put up some offense, in that corner. I mean, he had some pretty good splashes in the corner, got an elbow in, and it really all it did was seem to make Bronner mad.
yeah, and that's not good.
No.
A mad Bronner is you die Bronner.
Yeah, and that's
perfectly honest.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We could go ask Harper from Heel Fan News and most of the guys from Heel Fan News who've been, I think, chokeslammed by him on a couple different occasions.
Yeah.
So shout out to Heel Fan News out there, by the way, too. All the guys over there, we've worked with them on different occasions. We've been over there to their show. I've also interviewed them guys. But big shout out to Heel Fan News as well. But that wasn't even the end of it. Bronner gets the 3, 1, 2, 3, and then he proceeds to beat on Ely again.
Now, before he even got the 3, 10, 20 seconds into the match,
He pulls him up.
He could have pinned Ely.
Yes.
And he pulled him up and continued that match because he wanted to. And then after he got the 3 count, he pulled him up and continued to beat on him some more.
I think that Isaiah Bronner
Mess with Bronner.
has decided that for some reason or another, probably just because he can.
Hey, Rebecca, nice to see you. Have you been here the whole time, or did you just get in here now just saying hi?
He's proving a point at BCWA.
He's proving a point anywhere.
Yes, anywhere. And it's that you keep bringing him, I'm going to keep destroying him.
Yeah,
I mean, that's all.
yeah.
I mean, he's not saying that with his words, but just watch him in the ring.
Just stacking them up, man. He's stacking them up.
I was saying when he came out, 1 hit, 1 kill. Justin Maine, 1 hit, 1 kill.
There's a
Ely,
picture
1 hit, 1
circulating
kill.
of you.
Yep.
On the webs, on the interwebs.
Bronner's
And
gonna
I
kill
believe
you.
that Mr. Brewer there from PWE took that picture of you and posted that. And what did it
Bronner
say?
actually shared it.
Yeah, Bronner's gonna kill you.
Yes.
Bronner's gonna kill you.
Yeah.
I like Ely.
Which
I
is
have
a
an
chant
Ely
that does
shirt.
happen at a lot
Yes.
of independents that Bronner's on.
Right.
You should just have a whiteboard where you just put that in permanent marker and keep it
Just
with you.
Ely's gonna kill. Bronner's gonna kill you. Is Bronner here today? Oh, cool. I'm just gonna hold this sign out then. I don't care who you're facing.
Now-
Ely versus Bronner versus Ely. Bronner's gonna kill you. Bronner versus El Ridiculoso. Bronner's gonna kill you. Bronner versus Bronner. Bronner's gonna kill someone.
Someone's gonna die, right? I chant it to most of his opponents. That's for sure, definitely. Bronner is one of my favorite wrestlers. Rebecca says, and Brewer says he's the one that took it.
Yep.
Mr. Dan Brewer. See, well, we got Dan and Dan, so we're gonna have to call you Mr. Brewer. Mr. Brewer, what's happening? But anyways,
He's just Dan.
right? There was a few other matches, but we're gonna talk about the main event. And then we'll probably most likely get out of here because we got some more things we got to do. We got to get our calendar ready for Michigan Independent Weekly. And then we have an episode of Michigan Independent Weekly to film. Yay! That's the
Been
life.
a long weekend.
Yeah, that's the life we live now. I was just saying something to the wife before we talk about this main event here. I was just saying to the wife, because her and I went on a road trip and went and got some dinner. I needed to spend some time with the wife. And I was telling her, I was like, man, I don't know how these guys do it. And I'm not even doing it on their level. You know what I'm saying?
We're not getting in the ring and putting out the energy that they are.
Even that, but traveling to Indiana 6 hours and then coming back to Detroit.
Yeah.
I'm not doing all that.
Much respect.
Yeah,
Much
dude,
respect.
and I'm tired. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired, and I didn't even work all week.
Mhm.
I'm tired.
You know what?
And I got a lot of, I want to say effing, but I got a lot of respect for these guys, man, and women.
Oh yeah,
and anybody else that has anything to do with professional wrestling and does the traveling,
Refs,
with the
announcers, promoters, everyone.
a lot of respect, man.
In the families of these
easy.
people,
Yeah,
they
put up with the crap.
Yeah, like you said, you know what? I'm gonna give a shout out too. My wife was sick this weekend.
Yeah.
And still said, "Hey, go. This is what needs to be done. Go."
It's the sacrifices you got to make.
It is. So, for what the little sacrifice that we make, these guys, man, it's insane. So shout out to them and their families.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. The wives, the kids, the moms, the dads, everybody, you know, because I know that there's guys out there and even girls out there that who have decided to say, hey, you know what, I'm going to become a professional wrestler, and their parents basically disowned them.
Yes.
You know, kicked them out and they were living out of their car. You know, I'm not going to say names or anything, but I know specific people, you know, that have done that. And to live out their dream, they did it. And, you know, and it worked out. And they got some good things going on. But, you know, sometimes it's real hard. Sometimes life is hard. We all know that, man. And, you know, what comes? You know, you got to take care of your family. You go professional wrestling. So, you know, for those guys that have stuck it out and are still doing it, man, much love to you guys, man, because you guys are, you know, entertaining and you give us something that not a lot of other things can. You know what I'm saying? We get to escape the real world for a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But to the main event, my man. To the main event. Well, I wasn't gonna say that. But anyways, the main event: Justin Maine against Orlando Christopher. Now, Justin Maine earned that right to face Orlando Christopher, and as Justin Maine pointed out, he was never defeated for the title.
Right.
Yeah. He was stripped. He earned the right to face Orlando Christopher last night by winning the Battle Royale or whatever
Battle for a Champion.
Battle for a Champion the month previous.
Right.
By
eliminating Frogun was the last person.
Yes. Him and Frogun had a match for it wasn't a match for the ages, but it was a match, and it was a good match at that because there was a big match before that, of course, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But a lot of back and forth. It kind of seemed like it took a minute for the match to get started, like they were feeling each other out. Again, that goes back to like we talked about.
That's respect.
The respect, because nobody wants to go do something a little bit. There was
you
a
don't
lot
go
of
in there fully swinging and then get thrown into a school.
There was a lot of mat wrestling that took place.
Yeah.
There was there wasn't a lot of high flying.
The night before, they told us this was going to be a wrestling match.
It was, and it definitely was a wrestling
beautiful.
match.
I mean,
I'm going to give you all that for sure.
For me, you know, an old school guy that catches catch can, the chain wrestling fan, I loved it. You know, it was good. I liked that.
Oh yeah, it was definitely good. And you know, you've seen, you know, Maine off the top rope a couple times and he missed.
Yeah,
you know, and we got to see a side of Justin Maine that we normally don't get to see in this match.
Frustrated,
angry, angry. And you seen it come out, and he took it out on Orlando Christopher. But what did it do? It gave him that edge that he needed.
That's it.
To get that W.
Yes.
And to become two-time BCWA champion. You know? And we were leaving, and I don't know if you guys were still in the main room or if you guys were in the hallway, but Chris James is a fan out there that attends BCWA, and he watches some of the shows and stuff like that. But him and Justin Maine were going back and forth, and they, oh my Lord!
And that probably was not the best time, because Justin at the end, I seen him walking around, and he was not in a good mood still. I mean, you'd think he'd have been really celebrating, but no. I think Justin had to go to a place that he hadn't been in a long time.
Absolutely.
You did not want to talk to him. You absolutely did not.
You know, and you know, like we said, we picked the best match of the night, and it was a hard decision between the main event and the Dread King Logan.
Yes.
They were right there, but this is our choice.
Right.
You know, so you're free to disagree all you want.
You could be wrong.
You could be
But that's the great thing about America.
It's our
you have the
match
right to
of the
be
night.
wrong.
It's our match of the night, the one that we chose. And Greg, you know, more power to you, brother. So there's that. And it was definitely a great, great match and a great night all the way around. You know, it was great to see everybody. We got to see Greg. We got to see my boy Anton. We got to see all the boys from Heel Fan News, Knockouts and 3 Counts, everybody from PWE, and all the other great wrestling fans in the state of Michigan, you know, that come out for these great events. But, you know, we didn't talk about the big news. We didn't talk about that yet. No, we didn't talk about that.
No.
And so it was this morning. I don't know what time exactly. I got a message from the from the boss, right? The boss of BCWA, Mr. Mike Blackwell. And apparently we made a good impression. I'm not, he didn't stroke none of our egos or anything like that, because a man like that ain't going to do that.
No, he's the boss.
He's the boss, right? He's going to tell you how
Boss
it
gets
is.
his ego stroked. He doesn't stroke other people's egos.
There you go.
Right. So, he's a man of credentials and things of the sort. And he said to me, he says, listen, I want to offer you a spot at BCWA, your boys from Michigan Independent Weekly, and you guys can do your thing during our shows. You're going to get in early, get yourself a table, and you can broadcast live and do all your fun stuff that you guys do at our show.
More times I got to put up with him.
But, in those shows will definitely be about BCWA. What do we got? Who's saying what?
Justin Maine.
What do you say? Well, that's like I said. It's everybody. Everybody has an opinion, right? Like I said, though, I'm looking forward to this totally. I told the guys a little bit, I told them, are you guys ready? Because this is what's about to happen, and this is where we're at. And I'm overjoyed that our hard work and determination is paying off and people are seeing it.
Humbled.
Yeah, very humbled. We're not trying to, we're not asking anybody for anything. We pay for our tickets. We do what we got to do. You know what I'm saying? We're not trying to weasel anybody. We're not trying to work anybody over.
We only did this because we wanted to have a place where we could find out where the shows were at.
That's what it was all about, was being able to find more wrestling.
I got tired of the Monday after a weekend. Oh man, did you see the pictures from this show? Mm-hmm. Well, I didn't know that was a show. I would have went, but
thank you, Maine. I appreciate you, brother, though. I really do. Don't take that the wrong way, man. Like I said, it was a hard choice for all of us.
It looks like Justin still is not happy.
No, but you know what?
But like I said, he did what he had to do.
I agree with you.
Sometimes you got to get mad.
I absolutely agree. Like I said, it's a side
we
haven't seen. It's a side that I haven't seen.
No, I like that killer instinct.
But you know what I think would be great? I really think that some Dread King Logan and Justin Maine
money
would be a good time.
King
I really
of the
do.
Jungle versus the Dread King.
Yeah, I think it'd be a good time for sure.
No pun intended, but a true main event.
Yes, for sure. Listen, guys, I want to say thank you so much for joining us tonight. Listen, we're looking forward to all of the great. Who's this? Oh, my chat went away. Oh, I can't see my chat. What happened? What'd you do?
Mr. Joy says,
Thank you, sir. Thank you. You'll explain why. Oh, why mine is wrong. Okay. All good. Like I said, anyways, I want to say thank you so much for joining us. Make sure that you head over to gobcwa.com. All right. That's where you can purchase tickets for their next show that's going to take place. I don't remember the exact date off the top of my head right now. I should have wrote that down, and I'm sure these guys can.
Mr. Joy, can you help us out with that in the live chat?
I believe it's I know it's January 18th, maybe.
We'd know in like 20 minutes.
Once it's the 18th. It's the 18th.
The 18th. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, it's the 18th because we got a double shot weekend that weekend. So anyway, if you're on January 18th, you get your tickets. Again, like I said, man, $15. You get the VIP that gets you the early access. You get in the door at 5. And what that does is
sticks too.
Yeah, well, the kids do.
I got some.
Well, I do.
Well, come on.
Right, yeah.
Thank you.
But
yes, he was annoying with them.
Right. But that gets you that early entrance into the door. You get in at 5, and then you get a special match. Only you get to see that. And then they open the doors for everybody else, and then they come on in. But the GA tickets are only $10. $15 for the VIP. Come on in. Have a good time. They got concessions. They got all kinds of, BCWA's got their own merch, T-shirts and all that good stuff. You can check all that out.
$4.50. You get a hot dog, a pop, and a bag of chips.
Yeah, yes. $4.50. You can't beat that, my man.
Well, and like Greg said, he just made a very good point too.
What's that?
That the ticket prices for the kids, man.
Oh yeah.
definitely family oriented.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. You know, listen, guys, I want to say a big thank you to our sponsors, because without the sponsors that we have, it would be impossible for us to make all the shows that we do now. And we don't make a lot. I wish we could go to more, but that pays for gas money, and maybe one of us don't have money for a ticket, and we use that for that. And it also helps buy equipment, because we're about to buy a few new things.
Yeah,
for
we're
this
going to have to
new
upgrade.
venture we're about to take place with BCWA. I can't wait for this. It's going to be awesome, guys.
But we are trying to make, the plan is to make at least once, every promotion in the state.
Yeah, that is the goal. That is the goal. But thank you to Da Vinci Tattoo. Thank you to Happy Hopper Ice Cream.
Yes.
Thank you to BCWA for having us and making us a part of the family over there. Don't forget that Tuesdays at 10 a.m. you could catch Michigan Independent Weekly on r2youtube.com. That's all three of us again. The bad guy, the good guy, and I don't know what I am.
The guy,
the boss. I'm the boss here, right? But make sure.
Yeah, you made me wear that stupid hat last week. I still ain't forgotten that.
You check that out. That's 10 a.m. on Wednesday, 10 a.m. on Tuesdays on r2youtube.com. You'll always catch it on the Rasslin Rage YouTube channel first, and then eventually on Facebook as well. Make sure to join the Michigan Independent Weekly Facebook group. You can check that out. Just search Michigan Independent Weekly on by Rasslin Rage, and you can find that. I do my absolute best to post any content or anything to do with Michigan Independent Weekly in that group. Whatever the organization is, whatever the event
flyers,
is.
everything.
Of course, it cannot be a Renegade or Yarder. We don't do Yarders. Just the way it is. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
And then Wednesdays and Fridays are upload days. That's where you'll find matches and interviews. I'm still waiting for a reply, but it looks like I will be sitting down with Peter B. on Tuesday. So
nice.
That should be a good one. That would be out on Wednesday. If not, I'm going to have to find a backup plan. But
that'll be a beautiful interview.
That's right. So we're definitely hoping for that one. And then
It'll be a long night.
I'm not exactly sure what match will be up on Friday, but there will be a match for sure on Friday. And you can catch all that stuff on r2youtube.com.
This stuff keeps up. It'll be me and Josh.
Yeah.
Doing what?
No Yarders. We're not trained, man.
I need to be trained.
All right, guys. I'm getting a mess. Oh, looks like the Dread King's mad at me. Maybe he's not. I don't know. We'll see. What did he say? Oh, yes. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. But do the main match. I'm not going to share the main event. Dude, I'm not going to do that. Gotta wait for that. That's theirs.
Or you could have went to the show and then you would have saw the main. Well,
He
you
did go to the show.
You already seen it, Greg.
Yeah.
Hey.
Stop being greedy.
That's right. Hey, guys. Thank you again for joining us. It's always a pleasure. Make sure you head on over to Facebook and all that good stuff. Again, thank you. Thank you.
We'll see you Tuesday morning.
Oh, yeah. Tuesday morning. See you guys. Have a great night. Thanks again.
This is Rasslin Rage. Do it now. This is Rasslin Rage. This is Rasslin Rage. Corey Fleming is the man who leads the brigade. Let's go down. This is Rasslin Rage. Do it now. This is Rasslin Rage.